What's up, YouTube? You checking out the Frequent Flyer. This video here is just a comparison of the new Bugs 2 with its competitors, and some people think that this is a close competitor to the Hubsan H501C, but I don't think that this is a competitor to the H501C. This actually does a little more than the H501C. This one, it does have Wi-Fi FPV, and to my knowledge the Hubsan H501C, it doesn't do any FPV at all. It's just a camera bird. So we're going to be comparing this to the Hubsan H501S, and we're just going to be doing like physical comparison and talk a little bit of the specs and all. So let's see how it matches up. I already did this myself off camera, so I know that these two match up motor pod to motor pod, so they're exactly the same size. As you can see, the design language is very close. As you can see, the prop size is exactly the same. They're almost the same weight. So let me move this one off the table here. Put my box of props here and do a tear. So let's slide this thing over. It's at 0. So the Bugs 2 weighs in at 454 grams. Well, he's still moving. 453.9 grams is the weight of this thing. Zeroed out there. So let's set this up there. This one weighs in at 456.7 grams. So a tad bit lighter, not by much, just a few grams lighter. And just for the heck of it, just because we got it on deck, we're going to weigh the new Hubsan H501A. The batteries are in all these models, so 467.0 grams. So this being the heaviest of them all. Now, I guess it's a good idea to include that one too, because the new Hubsan H501A is actually a Wi-Fi bird. It does Wi-Fi FPV, but it does 5.8 gigahertz FPV as well. So yeah, so these two are very close in weight, very similar in specs and size and all, but this one actually does 5.8 gigahertz FPV. So I guess this one, we have a win with this one here. Both of them have pretty decent range. This one is boasting 1,000 meters, it says. This one is boasting 1,000 meters here. And this one, I've seen video of this one going past 1,000 meters and all. But usually what they're advertising to be on the safe side, I think they usually give it a little more distance than that. So they just go with a shorter distance to be safe about it, about their claim or whatnot. So I'm pretty confident that both of these should go past 1,000 meters. And let's move this out of the way for now, and let's put this guy up here, because this guy does Wi-Fi FPV, hooks up to your phone just like the Bugs 2 does. So these two, I think, are going to be strong competitors against each other. Now this one seems to have a little more features though. This one has the follow me mode on it, and it has waypoints and all. Now in the manual, the Bugs 2 doesn't boast any waypoints or anything like that, so it doesn't do waypoints. I'm not sure if they can even update it or not. This one can be updated. The firmware can be updated because it has a micro USB port in the battery bay, So you can plug this thing up to the computer and update the firmware and stuff like that. So far I haven't found anything like that on the bugs. Let's move this one out of the way and let's look at the bugs a little closer. Let's pull the battery out. It does have this sort of proprietary battery, but it's not all the way proprietary because this is just a case. They're known for doing that with their bug series. They use normal batteries, but they just use a special case. And so this right here is just an XT30 connector there, and it has the balance lead right there tucked up in there, so you can charge this with your hobby grade charger if you have an XT30 connector there, adapter or whatnot. Oh yeah, the battery is a 1800 milliamp hour 25C battery, 2S. It doesn't, I'm sure that the battery from the Hubsan has a smaller C rating. It's only 10C. Check that out, guys. It says high performance though, but it's a 10C discharge rate. I don't know about that, but it is much larger though. It's 2700 milliamp hours. So let's see. The batteries look to be almost the same size though. Almost the same size. Really hard to tell because this one is in this case, but this one, the Hubsan battery, might be a little fatter, a little more thick. And so as far as flight times, the Hubsans are usually getting about 20 minutes. And I didn't see a flight time advertised for this thing here on the box or in the manual or anywhere like that. They're not telling you the flight time. But I know from when I flew it, it seemed like it had a pretty long flight time, even though I did land it a few times. But just judging the time that it was in the air, it was in the air for a pretty decent amount of time, at least 10 minutes. So I wanted to look in the battery bay and see if there's any sign of a USB charging cable, well, a micro USB, in order to update the firmware, and it doesn't look like it has anything. So nothing in there. Inspecting the model, you don't see anything on the outside of it. The only opening here that you can insert something into is this SD card slot here. The Hubsan has an SD card slot as well. So as I said, the design language of these two are very, very similar. The lights on them are very similar. The Hubsan has a light in each of its motor pods on the bottom that changes colors. It can shine different colors, and this one can show different colors on it. Yeah, I don't see any way that you can update the firmware on this one, so I guess you're getting what you're going. I guess we're stuck with what we got with this one, but I guess that's all we have for now. That's a quick comparison of these two, well, these three actually. Now all three of them do have 1080p cameras. They boast 1080p resolution on the video there. I don't know which sensor is better. Maybe in another video I might compare the video from all three of them. I did plan to compare the video from the Hubsan H501S and the Hubsan H501A because my Hubsan Connect that gave me this one told me that this is supposed to have a better sensor than this one. And so I was planning to do a comparison video between these two, but I might as well throw in that one too, since this one has a 1080p camera as well. So that's it, a quick comparison of the Hubsan H501 models and the bugs too from MJX. Thanks for watching.